A young man leaves home with a sword, a dream, and absolutely no plan. 3 days later, he's challenging three of the king's greatest warriors to duels. Wait, all three? Yep, somehow. Our story begins with D'Artagnan, a brave young man who dreamed of becoming one of the king's famous musketeers. So he packed his things, said goodbye to home, and headed for Paris. The city was bigger than anything he had ever seen, and he couldn't wait to prove himself. Unfortunately, his first day did not go according to plan. While rushing through the busy streets, D'Artagnan accidentally offended a musketeer named Athos. Athos was serious, respected, and definitely not the kind of person you wanted to annoy. Oh, exactly. But things somehow got worse. Soon after meeting Athos, D'Artagnan crossed paths with another musketeer. His name was Porthos. Porthos loved adventure, he loved attention, and he definitely loved showing off. One careless comment later, D'Artagnan had made another enemy. He's really good at this. Then came Aramis, elegant, intelligent, and always busy with important matters. Unfortunately, D'Artagnan interrupted him at exactly the wrong moment. Now 3 musketeers were upset with him, and the day wasn't over yet. That's impressive, in a terrible kind of way. By sunset, D'Artagnan had challenged Athos, Porthos, and Aramis to 3 separate duels in a single day. 3 duels? 3 duels. That's not confidence. That's a special talent. But before any of the duels could begin, everything changed. A group of the cardinal's guards arrived. The guards and the musketeers were bitter rivals, and suddenly everyone was looking for a fight. This day just keeps getting better. Instead of fighting each other, the 4 men fought side by side. Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan. In that moment, strangers became allies, and allies became friends. Now that's a much better way to make friends. After fighting side by side, something unexpected happened. The 3 musketeers no longer saw D'Artagnan as an annoying stranger. They saw courage, loyalty, potential, and for the first time since arriving in Paris, D'Artagnan felt like he belonged. So they became friends after trying to duel each other. It was a very unusual friendship. From that day forward, the 4 friends became inseparable. Athos, Porthos, Aramis, and D'Artagnan. Together, they lived by a simple motto, all for one, and one for all. It meant they would stand together, no matter what dangers came their way. That's actually a pretty awesome motto. But their friendship would soon face its greatest test. Deep inside the royal palace, a dangerous secret threatened the queen herself. If the secret was exposed, the entire kingdom could be thrown into chaos. Powerful enemies were already making plans. That's usually where the trouble starts. To protect the queen, the musketeers accepted a dangerous mission. They would have to travel across the country, avoid powerful enemies, and race against time. The journey would test their courage, their loyalty, and their friendship. Why does every adventure involve running for your life? Unfortunately, the journey would not be easy. Powerful enemies were already watching their every move, waiting, planning, hunting, and the musketeers had no idea what was coming. I suddenly have a very bad feeling about this. But they weren't alone. Hidden in the shadows, dangerous enemies followed their every move, watching, waiting, planning. The musketeers were walking straight into a trap, and now I definitely have a bad feeling about this. Before long, the enemies made their move. The musketeers were ambushed. Swords were drawn. The mission hung by a thread. But if there was one thing these 4 friends knew how to do, it was fight together. I knew this was going to happen. The closer they came to completing the mission, the more dangerous their enemies became. At last, the truth was revealed, and everything came down to one final confrontation. No pressure or anything. Against all odds, The Musketeers succeeded, the Queen's secret was protected, the kingdom was safe, and once again, friendship proved stronger than fear. Now that's how you finish an adventure. D'Artagnan arrived in Paris as an unknown dreamer, a young man with a sword and a big ambition. But through courage, loyalty, and friendship, he became a legend. And that's why, centuries later, people still tell the story of the Three Musketeers. And to think it all started with 3 duels in one day. Probably not the strategy I'd recommend. And that's the story of the Three Musketeers. If you enjoyed today's adventure, don't forget to like and subscribe for more incredible stories. And tell us which adventure you'd like us to explore next. Thanks for watching StoryToons with Jane. We'll see you in the next adventure.